let's tell another bedtime story while the sun comes up, huh? So this is one of those places where I had just quit a spot and got hired at this place 3 days after bouncing from one. So I think that was my new record at the time, 3 days. It was another breakfast spot. It had been there for a really long time, and it looked like it hadn't been cleaned, like deep cleaned in a second, where there were little critter remnants and just old carbonized grease everywhere, just where you needed a chisel to get that crap off of the equipment. Real dangerous. Things didn't close right. Stations didn't hold temp. Just a bunch of frickin' just old crap. The chef hired me on the spot. He started me at I think 12, and he said that, oh yeah, all the cooks get tipped out from the front of the house. And that was the first time I had seen anything like that, so I'm like, all right, we'll see how this goes. Plus the chef was like incredibly hot, and I'm only human. What can I say? I'm not sorry. He was someone, along with the front of the house manager, had been hired, and they'd worked there forever, and like they were the people running it. They knew the ins and outs of everything. Both of them just hearts of gold. But the owner was another lady owner. I hate to say it, but if you know, you know, and if you don't, count your lucky stars. Not all lady chefs, lady owners are like this, but I have yet to meet one who isn't a complete frickin' psycho. I'll just put it that way. And it's really unfortunate because it never has to be that way. It was just this basic menu. Everything was out of a pouch. Everything was out of a bag. 2-star cuisine with 5-star pressure is the best way I can describe it. It was close to the house. The money was decent. And so I'm like, okay, we'll just stick with this until we have to GTFO. So I was a key holder, which meant I had to be there at 6 in the morning to open the place. By 7 o'clock, doors are open, and we could have 15 sat in 5 minutes. Second cook didn't come in until about 8:30, and dishwasher didn't come in until 9. This is fairly typical, but I don't like it for one reason, and that's safety. And that is it. That is it. You should never have one person in the kitchen at any time. There should always be 2 people just for safety's sake. And it's very rarely like that, which it sucks. Breakfast brunch menu. Obviously nothing I hadn't dealt with or seen before, and that's a story for another time. It's very busy, very much a turn and burn kind of a place. Just making money. Hand over fist. Nonsensical amounts of money. So let's just get into the day of all days. This was a day, and it was one of those days where, you know, just right up the old wazoo, busy kind of days. I think there's 3 of us back there. Me, the grill guy, and the prep guy are cleaning up everything. And we knew the chef was still there, and he was in the back. Hadn't seen him for a second. And then all of a sudden, the owner, she calls this all-staff meeting. So is all the servers, there had to have been like maybe 4 or 5 of them end of the day, and all the cooks. Dish guy comes out, and she goes, I just had to fire the chef and the front of the house manager. Don't anyone ever mistake my kindness for weakness. She actually said that, and I'm standing there, and I take a look over at my partners over here, and everyone's just kind of like they had just seen a ghost. She fired the chef and the front of house manager in front of everyone. So we're left with no leadership back there, and they're left with no leadership out front. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is not going to work for me, because he was amazing to work with. So was she, not the owner. But I'm like, this is not going to work for me. But I was getting my paychecks, and it was the most money I had made just as an egg cook. I was making more cooking eggs 40 hours a week than I was as a sous chef however many, I think 6 years prior. And I'm just doing the math in my head. How much longer am I going to stay here before I have to absolutely throw in the towel? I'm like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. A week. I last another week. I don't know what she was thinking. There was no way that you can't run a restaurant that busy without a chef. And did she promote anyone? No. She just left it on me and one other cook to handle all of this. She wasn't running any ads. She wasn't telling us anything. And she was taking all of that pent-up anger she had on that chef for whatever he did out on us. And I'm like, mm-mm. And then she brought another trainer from another location to replace the front of house manager, who was probably the meanest, another woman, meanest front of the house manager. Meaner than a GM who fired me for another reason that I'll get into at another time. I had to go. I took a 3-month break from cooking in general. I needed to just think to myself, do I still want to do this? Do I still even like food? Do I like anything? I don't know. I need 3 months to figure my life out. So this is just another one of those stories that once I think back on it, yeah, nobody wants to work anymore. You are the reason why you can't keep staff. Oh no, it's never them. For the another time, another story about why I'm not in the industry anymore and why I dipped out of that to build something online for myself and my future. Yeah, there's 2 more stories that I remembered while telling this one, so those are on deck for another time. As always, thank you for indulging me. Like, favorite, subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Tell a cook to come frickin' talk to me. If their lives sound like that and they want to bust out, man, I'm right here. And tell them I love them already. Someone has to. Y'all take care.